back to the channel. Today you join me from the driver's seat. We're in Jason from JW's son's car. This is a 1.1 Ford Fiesta LX, a car that I've actually shot, not necessarily shot in a review, but we've enjoyed thoroughly on the channel quite a lot. And it's been a while since we've really reviewed, or at least been in this car, me and you personally, talking about how it actually is to drive. So today we're going to take it out for a little jolly cruise. This isn't going to eat your face off in power, but it is easily one of the UK's coolest Fiestas from this generation. But if you do like this style of video, please give me a comment below, leave a like, leave a subscribe. Let's go on to some fancy B-roads.
I wanna see your face, smile more when I feel love, smile less when I need to let go.
So 1.1 LX, is it fast? I mean, it gets a move on. It's not that insanely slow, if I'm quite honest. This era, it's not that heavy. There isn't too many airbags and various other boot mechanisms, all this silly stuff you get in new cars. We will just, as we're here, do the window up with keep fit windows, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this has wind down windows from factory. None of this electric nonsense in this car. But I'm going to get straight into it. What's it like to drive? Now, comfy seats, really comfy seats actually. You forget how nice some of these older cars were and how refined they actually were from the driving position. Now, you are sort of sat up in this car, but I feel this generation of pretty much anything is relatively sat up. I'm actually sat in front of the first modification that I can see visually, which is a Fiesta turbo steering wheel. Just finishes the interior off, if I'm quite honest. It makes it what it is now, which is pretty much a tick every box RS department dealer accessory book car. It's basically what this is. So if you didn't watch this on the channel when it was being built, it was bought initially completely standard for £1,500, and it was going to be, yes, a nice little car for Jason, and it had 40-odd thousand miles on it. Relatively low mileage, I would say very low mileage for its year, and it was a very unmolested, very nice car. Now, he started thinking, did they ever really do RS products on a four-door? And yes and no, they did this accessory kit, as you can see, found some information and decided to create a homologation, I'm going to say, to the RS bolt-on kit that you could have bought from pretty much any Ford dealer at the time. You could have bought this kit and actually put it on a four-door Fiesta of this generation. But in my opinion, from where I'm standing, I didn't see many of them. I've never really seen this kit put on anything, if I'm honest. So it really is different. It's different in the sense that no one really was doing a four-door RS kitted car. And yes, this is a factory kit. You could have bought it. I just don't feel many people actually did it. So you'll see in the glossed over lovely slow-mo bits that I'm putting over the screen now, this is the magazine that would have come out at the time, and it would have shown the RS bits that you could have put on this car. And as you can see, there is a blue one in there. It is, you know, wearing pretty much every single thing that this car is wearing. So you have a front bib or splitter on the front with RS logoing. You have side skirts with, again, RS logoing. And you have a rear splitter diffuser at the back with a really cool center, or at least halfway up the boot spoiler with that spoiler on top as well. I feel like that really turns this car into something very different. It's slightly lowered as well on the factory, what was in the book wheels that you guys have just seen. You will see that these wheels were an option as well from that factory book that you could have bought. You could have bought this and thrown it on from a dealer. And this then is basically, if you couldn't afford the fancy RS car, this would have been the ultimate car for you to get in my opinion. This would have been the ultimate car for anybody out there to actually get kit, and I think they've done a fantastic job. So what's it like to drive? Well, compared to new stuff, it feels like a 90s Fiesta. It's slightly wallowy, but that's not a bad thing because it increases your comfort levels tenfold, in my opinion. This car feels so nice over bumps, over little ridges, over pretty much any pothole. Yes, you're not going to be going over potholes too much, hopefully, with these lovely wheels on this, but if you do accidentally come into a pothole-ridden road, you're going to be quite safe in the comfort department. I do feel that although we are cruising down a lovely B road, I mean, probably one of the nicest B roads I know of on the island, it is a joy to be in this car. The surrounding area that you're in, blue dash, heat events, it's all very, very of era, but simple. Simplicity was key here, and it's for the masses. This car, the Fiesta, was for the masses, so it's very easy to just put the heating on and put the radio on, and it's all got green glow behind the dials, which I, again, from this era, absolutely love. I love the green glow behind all of the especially right now, the radio is glowing green at me at the moment. Handling wise, well, with that suspension, it is obviously slightly wallowy, but it's not a bad thing, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's actually quite an enjoyable thing. Although it's lowered, it's not trying to turn itself over, don't get me wrong. As we come on third gear, coming up to 4,000 RPM, changing into fourth, it's just a glorious place to be in here. Even the down to the steering wheel itself, of course, different, a turbo Fiesta steering wheel. It still feels nice. It's a bit tighter, it's a little bit smaller, but you still have this factory 1.1 gear knob, which is actually arched forwards, so when you are throwing, especially third to fourth, it feels really good. My RS Turbo has this similar gear knob, you know, that era has this gear knob, and yeah, you do that third gear, yes, love it. Thing is, right, there's pleasure to be had in cars like this, especially right now. At £1,500 to buy this, Jason has around, he was telling me he has around £3,400 in this car after, you know, painting the kit, getting the wheels, lowering it, exhaust, various other little bits and bobs just to make this the car it should be. I don't think that's loads of money. In fact, I think that's really, really cheap for such a different car, something that is relatively unheard of. I didn't even know they did this kit before Jason showed me it, and I was like, no, you need to do that right now. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And I'm so glad this is going to be kept in his family forever, for generations, hopefully. He actually bought this with the intention of, you know, it being a very nice little car. Then the idea was to give it to his son Jensen as his first car, and then it developed into his car. He's only 7 or 8 years old, and it is his first car. This is going to be the car he learns everything in car base, passes test, all that sort of stuff. And I love this car for that, because then the purity, in my opinion, of this car and how it's going to be probably handles its entire life. It was an old lady driving this, then it was Jason, you know, doing cool bits to it, and me now driving it in 2022 in the middle of the summer. What a lovely, lovely car. It's just so nice. And a lot of people see past cars like this, they're after the RS Turbos, they're after the, you know, the more powerful variants, Cosworths, all this stuff. But sometimes you need to just sit back and create something, because it takes imagination for this car to become what it is. It takes an imagination. It doesn't take a massive checkbook. It doesn't take the fastest, most mad fire-breathing from factory car. It just takes a bit of initiative, a bit of research, looking around a lot for different parts, and actually executing it with, in my opinion, not loads of money. And that is just the way I love it. I love cars like that, especially bringing cars out to the channel. And this is a prime example of what we absolutely love on this channel, which is just thinking outside the box more than anything. Yes, this is a factory kit. Yes, this is factory things on a factory car, but it's executed in such a way that it makes it look not necessarily aftermarket, but really, really one of a kind. So guys, with that, I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching again. If you did like this style of content, please let me know in the comments below. Give the video a like for this car and Jensen's first car, and we're driving it around. And also, give the channel a subscribe. If you are up for any car reviews, you're South England based, Isle of Wight based, Portsmouth or Southampton, please hit me up. I'd love to take your car out. But thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.